The Book of First Chronicles, Dibri Ha-Yamim Aleph. Chapter 1. Adam, Sheth, Enosh, Kenan, Mahalalel, Yared, Chanok, Methuselah, Lamech, Noach, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Yawan, and Tubal, and Meshech, and Tyrus. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Diphath, and Togarma. And the sons of Yawan, Elisha, and Tarshisha, Kittim, and Rodanim. The sons of Ham, Cush, and Mitzrayim, Put, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Seba, and Hawilah, and Sabta, and Ramah, and Sabteka. And the sons of Ramah, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush brought forth Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one on the earth. And Mitzrayim brought forth the Ludim, and the Anamim, and the Lechabim, and the Naphtuchim, and the Pathrusim, and the Kasluchim, from whom came the Philistines and the Kaphtorim. And Canaan brought forth Zidon, his firstborn, and Heth, and the Jebusite, and the Amorite, and the Girgashite, and the Hivite, and the Arkite, and the Sinite, and the Arwadite, and the Sermite, and the Hamathite. The sons of Shem, Elam, and Ashur, and Arpachshad, and Lud, and Aram, and Uts, Hul, and Gether, and Meshech. And Arpachshad brought forth Shelah, and Shelah brought forth Eber. To Eber were born two sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his days the earth was divided. And his brother's name was Yoktan. And Yoktan brought forth Almodad, and Sheleph, and Hatzowermath, and Yarach, and Hadoram, and Uzal, and Dikla, and Ibal, and Abimael, and Sheba, and Ophir, and Hawilah, and Yobab. All these were the sons of Yoktan: Shem, Arpachshad, Shelah, Eber, Peleg, Reu, Serug, Nahor, Terah, and Abram. That is Abraham. The sons of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yishmael. These are their genealogies. The firstborn of Yishmael was Nebaioth, and Kedar, and Adbeel, and Mibsam, Mishma, and Duma, and Massa, Hadad, and Tema, Yetur, Nephish, and Kedema. These were the sons of Yishmael. And the sons born to Keturah, Abraham's concubine, Zimran, and Yokshan, and Medan, and Midian, and Yishbak, and Shua. The sons of Yokshan, Sheba, and Dedan. And the sons of Midian, Ephah, and Epher, and Chanok, and Abida, and Eldaah. All these were the children of Keturah. And Abraham brought forth Yitzhak, the sons of Yitzhak, Esau, and Yisrael. The sons of Esau, Eliphaz, Reuel, and Yeush, and Yaalam, and Korah. And the sons of Eliphaz, Temam, and Omar, Zephi, and Gatam, and Kenaz, and Timnah, and Amalek. The sons of Reuel, Nachath, Zerah, Shammah, and Mizah. And the sons of Sair, Lotan, and Shobal, and Zibon, and Anna, and Dishon, and Etzer, and Dishan. And the sons of Lotan, Hori, and Chomam. Lotan's sister was Timnah. The sons of Shobal, Alian, and Malchath, and Ibal, Shephi, and Onam. The sons of Zibon, Eya, and Anna. The son of Anna was Dishon. The sons of Dishon, Hamran, and Eshban. and Yithran, and Karan. The sons of Etzer, Bilhan, and Zawan, and Yakan. The sons of Dishban, Uts, and Aran. And these were the sovereigns who reigned in the land of Edom, before any sovereign reigned over the children of Israel. Bela, son of Beor, and the name of his city was Dinachabah. And when Bela died, Jobab, son of Zerah, of Batzorah, reigned in his place. And Jobab died, and Husham, of the land of the Temanites, reigned in his place. And when Husham died, Hadad, son of Bedad, who struck Midian in the field of Moab, reigned in his place. The name of his city was Awith. And Hadad died, and Samlah of Masharakah reigned in his place. And Samlah died, and Shaul of Rehoboth by the river reigned in his place. And Shaul died, and Baal-Hanan, son of Achbor, reigned in his place. And Baal-Hanan died, and Hadad reigned in his place. And the name of his city was Baai, and his wife's name was Machatabeel, the daughter of Matred, the daughter of Mezahab. And Hadad died, and the chiefs of Edom were Chief Timnah, Chief Eliah, Chief Yatheth, Chief Oholibamah, Chief Elah, Chief Pinon, Chief Kenaz, Chief Teman, Chief Mibzar, Chief Magdael, and Chief Iram. These were the chiefs of Edom. Chapter 2. These were the sons of Yisrael, Reuben, Shimon, Levi, and Yehudah, Issachar and Zebulun, Dan, Joseph, Benjamin, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. The sons of Yehudah, and Onan, and Shelah, the three born to him by the daughter of Shua, the Canaanitess. And the firstborn of Yehudah, was evil in the eyes of Yahuah, and he slew him. And Tamar, his daughter-in-law, bore him Peretz and Zerach. All the sons of Yehudah were 5. The sons of Peretz, Chetzron, and Chamul. And the sons of Zerach, Zimri, and Ethan, and Heman, and Kolkol, and Dara, 5 of them in all. And the son of Carmi was Achar, the troubler of Yisrael, who trespassed in that which was under the ban. And the son of Ethan was Azariah. And the sons of Chetzron, who were born to him, Yehurmael, and Ram, and Kalubai. Ram brought forth Amminadab, and Amminadab brought forth Nachoshon, leader of the children of Yehudah. Nachshon brought forth Salma, and Salma brought forth Boaz. Boaz brought forth Obed, and Obed brought forth Yishai. Yishai brought forth Eliab his firstborn, and Abinadab the second, and Shema the third, Nathaniel the fourth, Radai the fifth, Otsem the sixth, David the seventh, and their sisters Zeruiah and Abigail. And the sons of Zeruiah, Abishai, and Joab, and Asahel, 3. And Abigail bore Amasa, and the father of Amasa was Jether, the Yishmaelite. And Caleb, son of Chetzron, brought forth children by Azubah, his wife, and by Yerioth. Now these were her sons, Yesher, and Shobab, and Ardon. And Azubah died, and Caleb took Ephrath as his wife, who bore him Hur. And Hur brought forth Uri, and Uri brought forth Betzalel. And afterward Chetzron went in to the daughter of Machir, the father of Gilad, whom he took when he was 60 years old, and she bore him Segub. And Segub brought forth Yair, who had 23 cities in the land of Gilad. And he took from them Geshur and Aram, with the towns of Yair, with Kenath and its towns, 60 towns. All these belonged to the sons of Machir, the father of Gilad. And after the death of Chetzron in Caleb, Ephrathah, Hetzron's wife, Abiah, bore him Asher, the father of Tekoa. And the sons of Yerahmeel, the firstborn of Chetzron, were Ram, the firstborn, and Bunah, and Oren. and Otzem, and Ahiah. And Yerahmeel had another wife, whose name was Atara. She was the mother of Onam. And the sons of Ram, the firstborn, Yerahmeel, were Matz, and Yamin, and Eker. And the sons of Onam were Shammai, and Yada. And the sons of Shammai, Nadab and Abishur. And the name of the wife of Abishur was Abihail. And she bore him Achban, and Molid. And the sons of Nadab, Seled and Apayim. And Seled died without children. And the sons of Apayim was Yishi. And the son of Yishi was Sheshan. And the son of Sheshan was Achalai. And the sons of Yada, the brother of Shammai, Yether and Jonathan. And Yether died without children. And the sons of Jonathan, Peleth and Zaza. These were the sons of Yerahmeel. And Sheshan had no sons, only daughters. And Sheshan had a Mitzrite servant whose name was Yarach. And Sheshan gave his daughter to Yahuah, his servant, as wife, and she bore him Attai. And Attai brought forth Nathan, and Nathan brought forth Zabad. And Zabad brought forth Ephalal, and Ephalal brought forth Obed. And Obed brought forth Jehu, and Jehu brought forth Azariah. And Azariah brought forth Cheletz, and Cheletz brought forth Elasa. And Elasa brought forth Sismai, and Sismai brought forth Shallum, and Shallum brought forth Yechamiah, and Yechamiah brought forth Elshama. And the sons of Caleb, the brother of Yerahmeel, Misha, his firstborn, who was the father of Ziph. And the sons of Mareshah, the father of Hebron. And the sons of Hebron, Korah, and Tapua, and Rakem, and Shema. And Shema brought forth Recham, the father of Yorkeam. And Recham brought forth Shimei. And the son of Shimei was Maon. And Maon was the father of Beth-zur. And Ephah, Caleb's concubine, bore Haran, and Motzah, and Gazez. And Haran brought forth Gazez. And the sons of Yadai, Regem, and Yotham, and Geshan, and Pelet, and Ephah, and Sha'af. Makah, Caleb's concubine, bore Sheber, and Tirhana. And she bore Sha'af, the father of Madmana. Shewa, the father of Machbina, and the father of Geba, and the daughter of Caleb, was Aksa. These were the descendants of Caleb, the sons of Hur, the firstborn of Ephrathath, Shobal, the father of Kiriath Ye'arim, Salma, the father of Bethlehem, Haraph, the father of Beth-Gader, and Shobal, the father of Kiriath Ye'arim, had descendants. Haroeh, half of the Menahothites, and the clan of Kiriath Ye'arim, the Yithrites, and the Puthites, and the Shumathites, and the Mishraites. From these came the Zorathites, and the Eshtaolites. The sons of Salma, Bethlehem, the Netophathites, Atroth, Beth-Yoab, and half of the Machetites, and the Zorites, and the clans of the scribes who dwelt at Yabetz, the Tirathites, the Shimathites, and Sukathites. These were the Canaanites, who came from Hamath, the father of the house of Rechab. Chapter 3. And these were the sons of David, who were born to him in Hebron. The firstborn was Ammon, by Ahinoam the Israelitess. The second, Daniel, by Abigail the Carmelitess. The third, Absalom, son of Maacah, the daughter of Talmai, sovereign of Geshur. The fourth, Adoniah, son of Haggith. The fifth, Shephatiah, by Abital. The sixth, Yithraam, by his wife Eglah. 6 were born to him in Hebron, and he reigned there 7 years and 6 new moons. And in Jerusalem he reigned 33 years. And these were born to him in Jerusalem, Shema, and Shobab, and Nathan, and Shelomah. 4 by Bathshua, the daughter of Amiel. Yibchar also, and Elshama, and Eliphelet, and Nogah, and Nepheg, and Yaphiah, and Elshama, and Eliada, and Elphelet, 9. All the sons of David, beside the sons of the concubines, and Tamar their sister. And Shelom's son was Rehoboam, Abiah his son, Asa his son, Jehoshaphat his son, Joram his son, Asayahu his son, Jotham his son, Ahaz his son, Hezekiahu his son, Manasseh his son, Amon his son, Yoshiyahu his son, and the sons of Yoshiyahu, Yochanan, the firstborn, the second, Jehoiakim, the third, Zedekiyahu, the fourth, Shallum, and the sons of Jehoiakim, Jeconiah, his son, and Zedekiah, his son, and the sons of Jeconiah, the captive, Shealtiel, his son, and Malchiram, and Pedaiah, and Shenazzar, Yekomiah, Hoshama, and Nedabiah, and the sons of Pedaiah, Zerubbabel, and Shimei, the sons of Zerubbabel, Meshullam, and Hananiah, and Shelomith, their sister, and Hashubah, and Ohel, and Berechiah, and Hasadiah, Yushbab, Hesed, 5, and the sons of Hananiah, Pelatiah, and Yeshaiah, the sons of Rephaiah, the sons of Arnan, the sons of Obadiah, the sons of Shechaniah, and the son of Shechaniah, Shemaiah, the sons of Shemaiah, Chatush, Gigal, and Bariah, and Neriah, and Shaphat, 6, and the sons of Neriah, Elioenai, and Hezekiah, and Azrikam, 3, and the sons of Elioenai, Hodawah, and Eliashib, and Peliah, and Akub, and Yochanan, and Delaiah, and Anani, 7. Chapter 4. The sons of Yehudah, Peretz, and Chetzron, and Carmi, and Hur, and Shobal, and Reiah, son of Shobal, brought forth Yahath, and Yahath brought forth Ahumai, and Lahad. These were the clans of the Zorathites, and these were of the father of Etam, Yisrael, and Yishma, and Yidbash, and the name of their sister was Hatzorlaponi, and Penuel was the father of Gedor, and Ezer was the father of Husha. These were the sons of Hur, the firstborn of Ephrathah, the father of Bethlehem. And Ashur, the father of Tekoa, had 2 wives, Helah and Nara. And Nara brought forth Ahuzam, and Hefer, and Temani, and Hashatari. These were the sons of Naara. And the sons of Helah, Zereth, and Zohar, and Ethnan. And Kots brought forth Anub, and Zobehbah, and the clans of Achel, son of Harum. And Yabetz was more esteemed than his brothers, and his mother called his name Yabetz, saying, Because I bore him in pain. And Yabetz called on the Elohim of Yisrael, saying, Oh, that you would bless me indeed, and enlarge my border, and that your hand would be with me, and that you would keep me from evil, not to be my pain. And Elohim gave him what he asked. And Caleb, the brother of Shucha, brought forth Machir, who was the father of Eshton. And Eshton brought forth Bethrapha, and Paseach, and Techina, the father of Ir Nachash. These were the men of Rekah. And the sons of Kenaz, Othniel, and Sariah. And the sons of Othniel, Chathath, and Mahonathai, who brought forth Ophrah. And Sariah brought forth Joab, the father of Ge Harashim, for they were craftsmen. And the sons of Caleb, the son of Yefunah, Eru, Elah, and Naam. And the son of Elah was Kenaz. And the sons of Yehalalel, Ziph, and Ziphah, Tereah, and Asarel. And the sons of Ezra, Yether, and Mered, and Epher, and Yolan. And she bore Miriam, and Shammai, and Yishbach, the father of Eshetemoah. And his wife, Yehudiah, bore Yared, the father of Gedor. and Heber, the father of Soko, and Yekuthiel, the father of Zanoah. And these were the sons of Bithia, the daughter of Pharaoh, whom Mered took. And the sons of Hodiah's wife, the sister of Nacham, were the fathers of Keilah, the Garmite, and the Eshtamoah, the Makathite. And the sons of Shimon, Ammon, and Rina, Ben Hanan, and Tulun. And the sons of Yishai, Zocheth, and Ben Zocheth. The sons of Shelah, the son of Yehuda, the father of Lekah, and Lada, the father of Marshah, and the clans of the house of the linen workers of the house of Ashbeah, and Joachim, and the men of Kozibah, and Joash, and Saraph, who ruled in Moab, and Yashubi Lechem. But the records were ancient. These were the potters, and those who dwell at Natim, and Gedara. There they dwelt with the sovereign for his work. The sons of Shimon, Nemuel, and Yamin, Yarib, Zerach, Shaul, Shalum his son, Mibsam his son, Mishma his son. And the sons of Mishma, Chemuel his son, Zakur his son, Shimei his son. And Shimei had 16 sons and 6 daughters. But his brothers did not have many children, nor did any of their clans increase as much as the children of Yehuda. And they dwelt at Beersheba, and Muladah, and Chatzor Shual, and at Bilhah, and at Etsem, and at Tolad, and at Bethuel, and at Hormah, and at Ziklag, and at Beth Markaboth, and at Hatzor, Susim, and at Beth Beri, and at Sharayim. These were their cities until the reign of David. And their villages were Etam, and Ayin, and Rimmon, and Token, and Ashan, 5 cities. And all the villages that were around these cities as far as Baal. These were their dwelling places, and they kept their genealogy. Meshobab, and Yamlech, and Yosha, son of Amatsiah, and Yoel, and Yehu, son of Yoshibiah, son of Sariah, son of Asiel, and Elionai, and Yokabah, and Yeshioyah, and Asiyah, and Adiel, and Yisimael, and Benaiah, and Ziza, son of Shiphi, son of Alon, son of Yediah, son of Shimri, son of Shemaiah. These mentioned by name were leaders in their clans, and their father's house increased greatly. And they went to the entrance of Gedor as far as the east side of the valley to look for pasture for their flocks. And they found rich, good pasture, and the land was broad, undisturbed and safe, for some Hamites had dwelt there formerly. And these, written by name, came in the days of Hezekiah, sovereign of Yehuda, and struck their tents and the homes that were found there, and put them under the ban, as it is to this day, and dwelt in their place, because there was pasture for their flocks there. And some of them, 500 men of the sons of Shimon, went to Mount Seir, having as their chief Pelatiah, and Neriah, and Rephaiah, and Uziel, the sons of Yishai. And they struck the rest of the Amalekites who had escaped, and dwelt there to this day. Chapter 5. As for the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Yisrael, he was the firstborn, but because he profaned his father's bed, his birthright was given to the sons of Joseph, son of Yisrael, so that the genealogy is not listed according to the birthright. For Yehuda prevailed over his brothers, and from him came a ruler, although the birthright was Joseph's. The sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Yisrael, Chanok, and Palu, Chetzron, and Carmi. The sons of Yoel, Shemaiah his son, Gog his son, Shimei his son, Micah his son, Reiah his son, Baal his son, Beara his son, whom Tiglath-Pileser, sovereign of Asher, took into exile. He was leader of the Reubenites. And his brothers by their clans, when the genealogy of their generations was registered, the chief, Yael, and Zechariah, and Bela, son of Azaz, son of Shema, son of Yoel, who dwelt in Aror, as far as Nebo, and Baal-Meon. And he dwelt eastward as far as the entrance of the wilderness, from the river Euphrates, because their livestock had increased in the land of Gilead. In the days of Shaul they fought against the Hagrites, who fell by their hand, and they dwelt in their tents over all the eastern part of Gilead. And the children of Gad dwelt next to them in the land of Bashan, as far as Salcah. Yoel was the chief, Shopham the next, then Yaani, and Shaphat in Bashan, and their brothers of their father's house, Mikael, and Meshulam, and Sheba, and Yorai, and Yakan, and Zayah, and Eber, 7. These were the children of Abihail, son of Huri, son of Yaorwa, son of Gilad, son of Mikael, son of Yeshishai, son of Yachdo, son of Buz. Ahi, son of Abdiel, son of Guni, was chief of their father's house. And they dwelt in Gilead, in Bashan and its villages, and in all the open lands of Sharon within their borders. All these were registered by genealogies in the days of Jotham, sovereign of Yehudah, and in the days of Jeroboam, sovereign of Yisrael. The sons of Reuben, and the Gadites, and the half the tribe of Manasseh had 44,760 brave men, men able to bear shield and sword, to shoot with the bow, and skilled in battle, going out to the army. And they fought against the Hagrites, and Yatur, and Naphish, and Nodab. And they were helped against them. And the Hagrites were given into their hand, and all who were with them. For they cried out to Elohim in the battle, and he answered their prayer because they put their trust in him. And they took away their livestock, 50,000 of their camels, and 250,000 of their sheep, and 2,000 of their donkeys, also 100,000 of their men. For many fell dead, because the battle was of Elohim, and they dwelt in their place until the exile. And the children of the half-tribe of Manasseh dwelt in the land. They increased from Bashan to Baal Hermon, that is, to Senir, or Mount Hermon. And these were the heads of their fathers' houses, Epher, and Yishai, and Eliel, and Azrael, and Jeremiah, Hodwiah, Yachdiel, mighty brave men, men of name, and heads of their fathers' houses. But they trespassed against the Elohim of their fathers, and whored after the mighty ones of the peoples of the land, whom Elohim had destroyed before them. So the Elohim of Yisrael stirred up the spirit of Pul, sovereign of Asher, even the spirit of Tiglath-Pileser, sovereign of Asher. And he took the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half-tribe of Manasseh into exile, and brought them to Halachach, and Habor, and Hara, and the river of Gozan, unto this day. Chapter 6. The sons of Levi, Gershom, Kehath, and Merari. And the sons of Kehath, Amram, Yitzhar, and Hebron, and Uziel. And the children of Amram, Aharon, and Moshe, and Miriam. And the sons of Aharon, Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar. Eleazar brought forth Phinehas, Phinehas brought forth Abishua, and Abushua brought forth Buki, and Buki brought forth Uzi, and Uzi brought forth Zerachiah, and Zerachiah brought forth Meraioth. Meraioth brought forth Amariah, and Amariah brought forth Achitub, and Achitub brought forth Zadok, and Zadok brought forth Achimatz, and Achimatz brought forth Azariah, and Azariah brought forth Yochanan, and Yochanan brought forth Azariah. It was he who served as priest in the house that Shelomah built in Jerusalem. And Azariah brought forth Amariah, and Amariah brought forth Achitub, and Achitub brought forth Zadok, and Zadok brought forth Shallum, and Shallum brought forth Hilkiah, and Hilkiah brought forth Azariah, and Azariah brought forth Sariah, and Sariah brought forth Yehutzadak. And Yehutzadak went away when Yahuah sent Yehudah and Jerusalem into exile by the hand of Nebuchadnezzar. The sons of Levi, Gershom, Kehath, and Merari. And these are the names of the sons of Gershom, Libni, and Shimei. And the sons of Kehath, Amram, and Yitzhar, and Hebron, and Uziel. The sons of Merari, Mahali, and Mushi. And these are the clans of the Levites according to their fathers. Of Gershom were Libni his son, Yahath his son, Zima his son, Joach his son, Edo his son, Zerach his son, Yathrai his son, the sons of Kehath, Aminadab his son, Korah his son, Asir his son, Elkanah his son, Ebiasaph his son, Asir his son, Tehath his son, Uriel his son, Uzziah his son, and Shaul his son. And the sons of Elkanah, Amasai, and Achimoth, Elkanah. The sons of Elkanah, Zophai his son, and Nachath his son, Eliab his son, Jehoram his son, Elkanah his son. And the sons of Shemuel, Yoel the firstborn, and Abiah the second. The sons of Merari, Machali, Libni his son, Shimei his son, Uzzah his son, Shema his son, Haggiah his son, and Asaiah his son. And these are the men whom David appointed over the service of song in the house of Yahuah, after the ark came to rest. And they were rendering service in song before the dwelling place of the tent of appointment, until Shalomah had built the house of Yahuah in Jerusalem, and they performed their duties according to their ruling. And these are the ones who stood with their sons. Of the sons of the Kehathites were Haman the singer, son of Yoel, son of Shemuel, son of Elkanah, son of Machath, son of Amasai, son of Elkanah, son of Yoel, son of Azariah, son of Zephaniah, son of Tachath, son of Asir, son of Abiasaph, son of Korah, son of Yitzhar, son of Kehath, son of Levi, son of Yisrael. And his brother Asaph, who stood at his right hand, was Asaph, son of Berechiahu, son of Shema, son of Mikael, son of Basaiah, son of Malchiah, son of Ethni, son of Zerach, son of Adiah, son of Ethan, son of Zima, son of Shimi, son of Yahath, son of Gershom, son of Levi. And their brothers, the sons of Merari on the left hand, were Ethan, son of Kishi, son of Abdi, son of Maluk, son of Hashabiah, son of Amatsiah, son of Hilkiah, son of Ampsi, son of Bani, son of Shemer, son of Machali, son of Mushi, son of Merari, son of Levi. And their brothers the Levites were appointed to every kind of service of the dwelling place of the house of Elohim. But Aharon and his sons offered on the slaughter place of ascending offering, and on the slaughter place of incense, for all the work of the most set-apart place, and to make atonement for Yisrael, according to all that Moshe the servant of Elohim had commanded. And these are the sons of Aharon, Eleazar his son, Phinehas his son, Abishua his son, Buki his son, Uzi his son, Zerachiah his son, Merayoth his son, Amariah his son, Achitab his son, Zadok his son, Achimatz his son. And these were their dwelling places throughout their settlements, within their borders, of the sons of Aharon, of the clan of the Kehathites, for the lot was theirs. And they gave them Hebron in the land of Yehudah, with its surrounding open lands. But the fields of the city and its villages they gave to Caleb son of Jephunneh. And to the sons of Aharon they gave the cities of refuge, Hebron and Libnah, with its open lands, and Yatir, and Eshetomoa, with its open lands, and Chelen, with its open lands, Debir, with its open lands, and Ashan, with its open lands, and Beth Shemesh, with its open lands. And from the tribe of Benjamin, Geba, with its open lands, and Alameth, with its open lands, and Anathoth, with its open lands. All their cities among their clans were 13. And to the rest of the clan of the tribe of the Kehathites, by lot, 10 cities from half the tribe of Manasseh. And to the sons of Gershom throughout their clans, 13 cities from the tribe of Issachar, and from the tribe of Asher, and from the tribe of Naphtali, and from the tribe of Manasseh in Bashan. To the sons of Merari throughout their clans, by lot 12 cities from the tribe of Reuben, and from the tribe of Gad, and from the tribe of Zebulun. So the children of Yisrael gave cities with their open lands to the Levites. And they gave by lot from the tribe of the children of Yehudah, and from the tribe of the children of Shimon, and from the tribe of the children of Benjamin, these cities which are mentioned by name. And some of the clans of the sons of Kehath had cities of their borders, from the tribe of Ephraim. And they gave them the cities of refuge, Shechem with its open lands in the mountains of Ephraim, and Gezer with its open lands, and Yokimam with its open lands, and Beth-horon with its open lands, and Ayalon with its open lands, and Gath-Rimmon with its open lands. And from the half-tribe of Manasseh, Aner with its open lands, and Balaam with its open lands. For the rest of the clan of the sons of Kehath, from the clan of the half-tribe of Manasseh, the sons of Gershom, Golan in Bashan with its open lands, and Ashtaroth with its open lands. And from the tribe of Issachar, Kadesh with its open lands, Debereth with its open lands, Ramoth with its open lands, and Anem with its open lands. And from the tribe of Asher, Mashel with its open lands, and Abdon with its open lands, and Hukok with its open lands, and Rehob with its open lands. And from the tribe of Naphtali, Kadesh in Galil with its open lands, and Hamon with its open lands, and Kiriathayim with its open lands. From the tribe of Zebulun, the rest of the children of Merari, Rimmon with its open lands, and Tabor with its open lands. And from beyond the Yarden of Jericho, on the east side of the Yarden, from the tribe of Reuben, Betzer in the wilderness with its open lands, and Yatzah with its open lands, Kedemoth with its open lands, and Maphath with its open lands. And from the tribe of Gad, Ramoth in Gilead with its open lands, and Mahanaim with its open lands, and Heshbon with its open lands, and Yazer with its open lands. Chapter 7. And the sons of Issachar, Tola, and Puah, Yashub, and Shimron, 4. And the sons of Tola, Uzi, and Raphiah, and Yeriel, and Yachmai, and Yibsam, and Shemuel, sons of their father's house. Of Tola there were great men of might in their generations. Their number in the days of David was 22,600. And the son of Uzi, Yezariah, and the sons of Yezariah, Mikael, and Obadiah, and Yoel. Yeshaiah, all 5 of them were heads. And with them by their generations, according to their fathers' houses, were 36,000 bands of the army for battle, for they had many wives and sons. And their brothers among all the clans of Issachar were mighty brave men, listed by their genealogies, 87,000 in all. Of Benjamin, Bela and Becher, and Yidiael, 3. And the sons of Bela, Etzbon, and Uzi, and Uziel, and Yerimoth, and Eri, 5 heads of their fathers' houses. And they were listed by their genealogies, 22,034 mighty brave men. And the sons of Becher, Zemarah, and Joash, and Eleazar, and Elionai, and Omri, and Yerimoth, and Abiah, and Anathoth, and Alameth. All these were the sons of Becher, with their genealogy according to their generations, heads of their fathers' houses, 20,200 mighty brave men. And the son of Yidiel, Bilhan, and the sons of Bilhan, Yeush, and Benjamin, and Ehud, and Kenana, and Zethan, and Tarshish, and Achshehar. And the sons of Yidiel were heads of their fathers' houses, 17,200 mighty brave men, going out to the army for battle. And Shupim and Hupim were the sons of Ir, and Hushim was the son of Acher. The sons of Naphtali, Gatziel, and Gunai, and Yetzer, and Shallum, sons of Bilhah. The sons of Manasseh, his Armenian concubine bore him Machir, the father of Gilead, the father of Asriel. And Machir took wives for Hupim and Shupim, and the name of one was Machah, and the name of the second was Zelophehad. And Zelophehad had daughters, but Maacah, the wife of Machir, bore a son, and she called his name Peresh. And the name of his brother was Sheresh, and his sons were Ulam and Rekim. And the son of Ulam, Bedan. These were the sons of Gilad, son of Machir, son of Manasseh. And his sister, Hameleketh, bore Ishod, and Abiezer, and Machlah. And the sons of Shemida, Achyan, and Shechem, and Lichi, and Anayam. And the sons of Ephraim, Shuthalah, and Bered his son, and Tachath his son, and Eldah his son, and Tachath his son, and Zabad his son, and Shuthalah his son, and Gezer, and Elad. But the men of Gath who were born in that land killed them because they came down to take their livestock. And Ephraim their father mourned many days, and his brothers came to comfort him. And when he went into his wife, she conceived and bore a son, and he called his name Beriah, because evil had come upon his house. And his daughter was Shearah, who built lower and upper Beth-Charon, and Uzin Shirah. And Rephah was his son, as well as Resheph, and Tilach his son, and Tachan his son, Ladan his son, Amihud his son, Elishima his son, Nun his son, Yahshua his son. And their possessions and dwelling places were Beth-El, and its towns, to the east Naran, and to the west Gezer, and its towns, and Shechem, and its towns, as far as Ahiah, and its towns. And by the borders of the children of Manasseh were Beth-Shean, and its towns, Ta'anak and its towns, Megiddo and its towns, Dor and its towns. In these dwelt the children of Joseph, son of Yisrael, the sons of Asher, Yimnah, and Yishwa, and Yishwai, and Beriah, and their sister Serach, and the sons of Beriah, Heber, and Malchiel, who was the father of Berzoth. And Heber brought forth Yaphlet, and Shomer, and Chotan, and their sister Shua. And the sons of Yaphlet, Pasach, and Bilhal, and Ashwath. These were the children of Yaphlet. And the sons of Shemer, Achi, and Rachaga, Yehubah, and Aram. And the sons of his brother Chalem, Zophach, and Yimnah, and Shalesh, and Amal. And the sons of Zophach, Suwa, and Harnafer, and Shual, and Berai, and Yimrah, Beter, and Hod, and Shammah, and Shishlah, and Yithran, and Beara. And the sons of Yether, Yefuneh, and Pisfah, and Ara. And the sons of Ulah, Arach, and Hanael, and Ritzia. All these were the children of Asher, heads of their fathers' houses, chosen ones, mighty brave men, chief leaders. And when they registered by genealogy for the army, for battle, their number was 26,000. Chapter 8. And Benjamin brought forth Bela his firstborn, Ashbael the second, Achrach the third, Noachah the fourth, and Rapha the fifth. And the sons of Bela, Adar, and Gera, and Abihud, and Abishua, and Naaman, and Yahuah, and Gera, and Shaphupan, and Horam. And these are the sons of Ehud. They were the heads of the fathers' houses of the inhabitants of Geba, and they were exiled to Manahath. And Naaman, and Achiah, and Gera, he exiled them. And Ehud brought forth Uzzah, and Ahihud, and Shaharaim brought forth children in the house of Moab, after he had sent away Hushim, and Bara his wife. And by Chodesh his wife he brought forth Yobab, and Zibia, and Mesha, and Malcham, and Yeutz, and Shobia, and Mirma. These were his sons, heads of their fathers' houses. And by Hushim he brought forth Abitub, and Epal. And the sons of Epal, Eber, and Misham, and Shemer, who built Ono, and Lod with its towns, and Beriah, and Shema, who were heads of their fathers' houses of the inhabitants of Aelon, who drove out the inhabitants of Gath, and Ahoyo, Shashak, and Yeremoth, and Zebadiah, and Arad, and Eder, and Mikael, and Yispah, and Yoha, were the sons of Beriah, and Zabdiah, and Meshulam, and Hizki, and Heber, and Yishmerarai, and Yizlaiah, and Yobab, were the sons of Epal, and Joachim, and Zikri, and Zabdi, and Elienai, and Zelethai, and Eliel, and Adiah, and Bariah, and Shimrath were the sons of Shimi, and Yishpan, and Eber, and Eliel, and Abdon, and Zikri, and Hanan, and Hananiah, and Elam, and Anatothiah, and Yiftekiah, and Penuel were the sons of Shashak, and Shamsharai, and Sheariah, and Athaliah, and Yarishiah, and Eliah, and Zikri were the sons of Yeroham. These were the heads of the fathers' houses by their generations' heads. These dwelt in Jerusalem. And the father of Gibbon, whose wife's name was Makkah, dwelt at Gibbon. And his firstborn son was Abdon, then Zur, and Kish, and Baal, and Nadab, and Gedor, and Ahio, and Zechar, and Mikloth, who brought forth Shema. And they also dwelt alongside their relatives in Jerusalem, with their brothers. And Ner brought forth Kish, and Kish brought forth Shaul, and Shaul brought forth Jonathan, and Malchishua, and Abinadab, and Eshbaal. And the son of Jonathan was Meribaal, and Meribaal brought forth Micah, and the son of Micah, Pithon, and Melech, and Tareah, and Ahaz. And Ahaz brought forth Jehoiada, and Jehoiada brought forth Alameth, and Azamaweth, and Zimri. And Zimri brought forth Motzah, and Motzah brought forth Bina, Rapha his son, Elasah his son, Atzel his son. And Atzel had 6 sons whose names were Azrikam, Bokiru, and Yishmael, and Shariah, and Obadiah, and Hanan. All these were the sons of Atzel. And the sons of Eshek his brother, Ulam his firstborn, Yeush the second, and Eliphalet the third. And the sons of Ulam were mighty brave men, archers, and had many sons and grandsons, 150. These were all sons of Benjamin. Chapter 9. And all Yisrael registered themselves by genealogy, and see, they were written in the book of the sovereigns of Yisrael. And Yehudah was exiled to Babel for their trespass. And the first inhabitants who were in their possession in their cities of Yisrael were the priests, the Levites, and the Nethanim. And in Jerusalem dwelt some of the children of Yehudah, some of the children of Benjamin, and some of the children of Ephraim and Manasseh. Uthai, son of Ammihud, son of Omri, son of Imri, son of Bani, of the sons of Peretz, the son of Yehudah, and of the Shilonites, Asaiah the firstborn and his son, and the sons of Zerach, Jeuel, and their brothers, 690. And of the sons of Benjamin, Salu, son of Meshulam, son of Hodawiah, son of Hosenuah, and Yibniah, son of Jeroham, and Elah, son of Uzi, son of Mikri, and Meshulam, son of Shephatiah, son of Reuel, son of Yibniah, and their brothers, according to their generations, 956. All these men were heads of a father's house in their fathers' houses, and of the priests, Yediah, and Yerorib, and Yakin, and Azariah, son of Hilkiah, son of Meshulam, son of Zadok, son of Merayoth, son of Ahitub, the officer over the house of Elohim, and Adiah, son of Jeroham, son of Pashur, son of Malachiah, and Masai, son of Adiel, son of Yasariah, son of Meshulam, son of Meshalemeth, son of Emir, and their brothers, heads of their fathers' houses, 1,760, able men for the work of the service of the house of Elohim. And of the Levites, Shemaiah, son of Hashub, son of Azrikam, son of Hashabiah, of the sons of Merari, and Bakbakar, Cheresh, and Galal, and Mattaniah, son of Micah, son of Zikri, son of Asaph, and Obadiah, son of Shemaiah, son of Galal, son of Yeduthun, and Berechiah, son of Asa, son of Elkanah, who dwelt in the villages of the Netophathites, and the gatekeepers, Shallum, and Akub, and Talmon, and Achiman, and their brothers, Shallum the chief. And up till then they were gatekeepers for the camps of the children of Levi at the sovereign's gate on the east. And Shallum, son of Koreh, son of Ebiasaph, son of Korah, and his brothers from his father's house, the Korahites, were over the work of the service, guards of the threshold of the tent, and their fathers had been guards of the entrance to the camp of Yahuah. And Phinehas, son of Eleazar, was leader over them in time past. Yahuah was with him. Zechariah, son of Meshelemiah, was gatekeeper at the entrance of the tent of appointment. All those chosen as gatekeepers at the thresholds were 212. They were registered by genealogy in their villages. David and Shemuel the seer had appointed them to their office of trust. So they and their sons were over the gates of the house of Yahuah, the house of the tent by watches. The gatekeepers were on the 4 sides, the east, west, north, and south. And their brothers in their villages had to come with them from time to time for 7 days. For the chief gatekeepers were in an office of trust. They were Levites, and they were over the rooms and treasuries of the house of Elohim. And they spent the night all around the house of Elohim, because they had the duty. And they were to open it morning by morning. And some of them were over the vessels of service, for they brought them in and took them out by count. And some of them were appointed over the vessels, even over all the vessels of the set-apart place, and over the fine flour and the wine and the oil and the incense and the spices. And some of the sons of the priests blended the compound of spices. And Mattithiah of the Levites, the firstborn of Shallum the Korahite, was entrusted with the making of the flat cakes. And some of their brothers of the sons of the Kehathites were over the showbread to prepare every Sabbath. And these were the singers, heads of the fathers' houses of the Levites in the rooms, and were exempted from other duties, for they were employed in that work day and night. These heads of the fathers' houses of the Levites were heads throughout their generations. They dwelt at Jerusalem. And Yael, the father of Gibbon, whose wife's name was Maacah, dwelt at Gibbon. And his firstborn son was Abdon, then Zur, and Kish, and Baal, and Ner, and Nadab, and Gedor, and Ahio, and Zechariah, and Mikloth. And Mikloth brought forth Shimam, and they too dwelt alongside their relatives in Jerusalem with their brothers. And Ner brought forth Kish, and Kish brought forth Shaul, and Shaul brought forth Jonathan, and Malchishua, and Abinadab, and Eshbaal. And the sons of Jonathan was Meribaal, and Meribaal brought forth Micah. And the sons of Micah, Pithon, and Melech, and Tachreah, and Achaz, who brought forth Yara. And Yara brought forth Alameth, and Azmaweth, and Zimri. And Zimri brought forth Motzah, and Motzah brought forth Bina. And Raphiah was his son, Elasah his son, Atzel his son. And Atzel had 6 sons whose names were these, Azarikam, Bokeru, and Yishmael, and Sherariah, and Obadiah, and Hanan. These were the sons of Atzel. Chapter 10. And the Philistines fought against Yisrael, and the men of Yisrael fled from before the Philistines, and fell slain on Mount Gilboa. And the Philistines pursued Shaul and his sons, and the Philistines struck Jonathan and Abinadab, and Malchishua, sons of Shaul. And the battle was heavy on Shaul, and the archers hit him, and he was wounded by the archers. And Shaul said to his armor-bearer, "Draw your sword, and thrust me through with it, lest these uncircumcised ones come and abuse me." But his armor-bearer would not, for he was much afraid. So Shaul took a sword and fell on it. When his armor-bearer saw that Shaul was dead, he also fell on his sword and died. Thus Shaul and his 3 sons died, and all his house. They died together. And when all the men of Yisrael who were in the valley saw that they had fled, and that Shaul and his sons were dead, they forsook their cities and fled. And the Philistines came and dwelt in them. And the next day it came to be, when the Philistines came to strip the slain, that they found Shaul and his sons fallen on Mount Gilboa. And they stripped him and took his head and his armor, and sent word throughout the land of the Philistines to proclaim the news among their idols and among the people, and put his armor in the house of their mighty ones, and fastened his head in the house of Dagon. And all Jabesh Gilead heard of all that the Philistines had done to Shaul. And all the brave men arose and took the body of Shaul and the bodies of his sons, And they brought them to Yabesh, and buried their bones under the tamarisk tree at Yabesh, and fasted 7 days. Thus Shaul died for his trespass which he had trespassed against Yahuah, because he did not guard the word of Yahuah, and also for asking a medium for to make inquiry, and did not inquire of Yahuah. So he put him to death, and turned the reign over to David, son of Yeshai. Chapter 11. And all Yisrael came together to David at Hebron, saying, See, we are your bone and your flesh. Also in time past, even when Shaul was sovereign, you were the one who led Yisrael out and brought them in. And Yahuah your Elohim said to you, Shepherd my people Yisrael, and be ruler over my people Yisrael. So all the elders of Yisrael came to the sovereign at Hebron, and David made a covenant with them at Hebron before Yahuah. And they anointed David sovereign over Yisrael, according to the word of Yahuah by Shemuel. And David and all Yisrael went to Jerusalem, which is Yebus, where the Jebusites were, the inhabitants of the land. And the inhabitants of Yebus said to David, You do not come in here. But David captured the stronghold of Zion, the city of David. And David said, Whoever strikes the Jebusites first becomes chief and commander. And Joab, son of Zeruiah, went up and became chief. And David dwelt in the stronghold, so they called it the city of David. And he built the city around it, from Millo round about. And Joab revived the rest of the city. And David went on and became great, and Yahuah of hosts was with him. And these were the heads of the mighty men whom David had, who strengthened themselves with him in his reign, with all Yisrael, to set him up to reign over Yisrael, according to the word of Yahuah. And this is the number of the mighty men whom David had: Yoshabam, the son of Hachmonite, the chief of the 30. He had lifted up his spear against 300, slain at one time. And after him Eleazar, son of Dodo, the Ahohite, who was one of the 3 mighty men. He was with David at Pasdumim, and the Philistines were gathered there for a battle. And a portion of the field was filled with barley, and the people had fled before the Philistines. But they took their stand in the midst of that field, and delivered it, and struck the Philistines. Thus Yahuah saved them by a great deliverance. And 3 of the 30 chiefs went down to the rock to David, into the cave of Adullam, while the army of the Philistines encamped in the valley of Rephaim. And David was then in the stronghold, and the watchposts of the Philistines was then in Bethlehem. And David longed and said, Oh, that someone would give me a drink of water from the well of Bethlehem, which is by the gate. And the 3 broke through the camp of the Philistines, and drew water from the well of Bethlehem that was by the gate, and took it and brought it to David. But David would not drink it, but poured it out to Yahuah. And he said, Far be it from me, O my Elohim, that I should do this. Should I drink the blood of these men who have risked their lives? For at the risk of their lives they brought it. And he would not drink it. This is what the 3 mighty men did. And Abishai, the brother of Joab, was chief of another 3. And he had lifted up his spear against 300 men, who were slain, and won a name among the 3. Of the 3 he was more esteemed than the other 2 men, so he became their head. However, he did not come to the first 3. Benaiah was the son of Jehoiada, the son of a brave man from Kabzeel, who had done many deeds. He struck 2 lion-like Moabites. He also went down and struck a lion in the midst of a pit on a snowy day. And he struck a Mitzrite, a man of great height, 5 cubits tall. And in the Mitzrite's hand was a spear like a weaver's beam. And he went down to him with a staff, and wrenched the spear out of the Mitzrite's hand, and killed him with his own spear. This is what Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, did, and won a name among the 3 mighty men. See, he was more esteemed than the 30, but he did not come to the first 3, and David set him over his court. And the mighty men of the armies were Asahel, the brother of Joab, Elhanan, son of Dodo, of Bethlehem, Shamoth, the Horachite, Cheletz, the Pelonite, Ira, son of Ikesh, the Tekoite, Abiezer, the Anathothite, Sebekai, the Hushathite, Eli, the Ahoachite, Mahari, the Netaphothite, Cheldad, son of Baana, the Netaphothite, Ithai, son of Ribai of Geba, of the children of Benjamin, Benaiah, the Pirathonite, Hurai, of the Wadis of Gaash, Abiel, the Arbathite, Asmaweth, the Bahoramite, Eliachba, the Shalabanite, the sons of Hashem, the Gizonite, Jonathan, son of Shagi, the Harahite, Ahiam, son of Sakar, the Hararite, Eliphel, son of Ur, Hefer, the son of Mecharathite, Achiah, the Pelonite, Chetzro, the Carmelite, Narai, son of Ezbai, Joel, the brother of Nathan, Mibchar, son of Hagrai, Zelek, the Ammonite, Naharai, the Berothite, the armor-bearer of Joab, son of Zeruiah, Ira, the Yithrite, Gareb, the Yithrite, Uriah the Hittite, Zabad, son of Achlai, Adina, son of Shiza, the Reubenite, the head of the Reubenites, and 30 with him, Hanan, son of Makkah, and Yoshaphat, the Mithnite, Uzziah, the Ashtarothite, Shammah, and Yael, the sons of Hotham, the Arorite, Yediel, son of Shimri, and Yocha, his brother, the Titzite, Eliel, the Mahawite, and Yerabai, and Yoshawiah, the sons of Elnaam, Yithma, the Moabite, Eliel, and Obed, and Yaasiel of Metzobaiah. Chapter 12. Now these are they who came to David at Ziklag, while he was still in hiding from Shaul, son of Kish, and they were among the mighty men, helping the battle, armed with bows, using both the right hand and the left, with stones and with arrows, with bows of the brothers of Shaul of Benjamin. The chief was Achiezer and Joash, the sons of Shema, the Gibbethite, and Yazawel, and Pelet, the sons of Amaweth, and Berakah, and Jehu, the Anathothite, and Yishmaiah, the Gibeonite, a mighty man among the 30, and over the 30, and Jeremiah, and Yahaziel, and Yochanan, and Jozabad, the Gederathite, Eluzai, and Yeremoth, and Beoliah, and Shemariahu, and Shephartayahu, the Harophite, Elkanah, and Yishiyahu, and Azrael, and Yawezer, and Yoshabam, the Korahites, and Joelah, and Zebadiah, the sons of Jeroham of Gedor. And some of the Gadites separated themselves to David at the stronghold in the wilderness, mighty brave men, men trained for battle, who could handle shield and spear, whose faces were like the faces of lions, and were as swift as gazelles on the mountains. Ezer the chief, Obadiah the second, Eliab the third, Mishmannah the fourth, Jeremiah the fifth, Attai the sixth, Eliel the seventh, Yochanan the eighth, Elzabad the ninth, Jeremiahu the 10th, Machbani the 11th. These were from the sons of Gad, chiefs of the army. The least was over 100, and the greatest was over 1,000. These were the ones who passed over the Yarden in the first new moon, when it was overflowing all its banks, and put to flight all those in the valleys to the east and to the west. And some of the children of Benjamin and Yehudah came to David at the stronghold. And David went out to face them and answered them and said to them, If you have come peaceably to me, to help me, my heart shall be united with you. But if to betray me to my enemies, there is no violence in my hands. Let the Elohim of our fathers see and reprove. Then the Spirit came upon Amasai, chief of the officers. Yours, O David, and with you, O son of Yeshai. Peace, peace to you, and peace to your helpers, for your Elohim shall help you. And David received them, and put them among the chiefs of the raiding band. And some from Manasseh went over to David when he was going with the Philistines to battle against Shaul. But they did not help them, for the princes of the Philistines took advice and sent him away, saying, "He might go over to his master Shaul with our heads." When he went to Ziklag, those of Manasseh who went over to him were Adnah, and Jozabad, and Yediael, and Mikael, and Jozabad, and Selethai, chiefs of the thousands who were from Manasseh. And they helped David against the raiding bands, for they were all mighty brave men, and they were commanders in the army. For at that time they came to David day by day to help him, until it was a great army, like an army of Elohim. And these were the numbers of the chiefs of those that were armed for battle, and came to David at Hebron, to turn over the reign of Shaul to him, according to the word of Yahuah. Of the children of Yehudah, bearing shield and spear, 6,800 armed for battle. Of the children of Shimon, mighty brave men of the army, 7,100. Of the children of Levi, 4,600. And Jehoiada, the leader of the Aharonites, and with him 3,700. And Zadok, a young man, a mighty brave man, and from his father's house, 22 commanders. And the children of Benjamin, relatives of Shaul, 3,000. Until then, the greatest part of them guarded the charge of the house of Shaul. And the children of Ephraim, 20,800 mighty brave ones, men of name throughout their father's house. And the half-tribe of Manasseh, 18,000 who were designated by name to come up and set up David to reign. And the children of Issachar, who had understanding of the times, to know what Yisrael should do, their chiefs were 200, and all their brothers acted at their mouth. Of Zebulun there were 50,000 going out to the army, arranging battle with all weapons of battle, giving support with undivided heart. And of Naphtali 1,000 commanders, and with them 37,000 with shield and spear. And of the Danites, arranging battle, 28,600. And of Asher, going out to the army, arranging battle, 40,000. And of the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half-tribe of Manasseh from beyond the Jordan, 120,000 armed for battle, with every kind of weapon of battle. All these men of battle, keeping rank, came to Hebron with a perfect heart, to set up David to reign over all Yisrael. And all the rest of Yisrael were of one heart to set up David to reign. And they were there with David 3 days, eating and drinking, for their brothers had prepared for them. And also those who were near to them, from as far away as Issachar and Zebulun and Naphtali, were bringing food on donkeys and camels, on mules and cattle, food of flour and cakes of figs and cakes of raisins, wine and oil and cattle and sheep in great quantities, for there was joy in Yisrael. Chapter 13. And David consulted with the commanders of thousands and hundreds, and with every leader. And David said to all the assembly of Yisrael, "If it seems good to you, and if it is of Yahuah our Elohim, let us send out to our brothers everywhere who are left in all the land of Yisrael, and with them to the priests and the Levites who are in their cities of their open lands, and let them be gathered to us. And let us bring the ark of our Elohim back to us, for we sought him not since the days of Shaul." And all the assembly agreed to do so, for the matter was right in the eyes of all the people. So David assembled all Yisrael from Shihor in Mitzrayim to as far as the entrance of Hamath, to bring the ark of Elohim from Kiriath Ye'arim. And David and all Yisrael went up to Baalah, to Kiriath Ye'arim of Yehudah, to bring up from there the ark of Elohim, Yahuah, who dwells between the cherubim, where the name is called on. And they placed the ark of Elohim on a new wagon from the house of Abinadab, and Uzzah and Ahio were leading the wagon. And David and all Yisrael were playing before Elohim with all their might, and with songs, and with lyres, and with harps, and with tambourines, and with cymbals, and with trumpets. And when they came to the threshing floor of Kidon, Uzzah put out his hand to hold the ark, for the oxen stumbled. Then the wrath of Yahuah burned against Uzzah, and he struck him, because he put his hand to the ark, and he died there before Elohim. And David was displeased because Yahuah had broken out against Uzzah. Therefore that place is called Peretz Uzzah until this day. And David was afraid of Elohim that day, saying, How shall I bring the ark of Elohim to me? So David did not take the ark with him into the city of David, but took it aside into the house of Obed-Edom the Gittite. And the ark of Elohim remained with the house of Obed-Edom in his house 3 new moons. And Yahuah blessed the house of Obed-Edom and all that he had. Chapter 14. And Hiram, sovereign of Zor, sent messengers to David, and cedar trees with stonemasons and carpenters to build him a house. And David knew that Yahuah had established him as sovereign over Yisrael, for his reign was highly exalted for the sake of his people Yisrael. And David took more wives in Jerusalem. And David brought forth more sons and daughters. And these are the names of his children, whom he had in Jerusalem: Shammua and Shobab, Nathan and Shelemah, and Yibhar, and Elshua, and Ephelet, and Nogah, and Nepheg, and Yaphiah, and Elishama, and Beeliada, and Ephelet. And when the Philistines heard that David had been appointed sovereign over all Yisrael, all the Philistines went up to seek David. And David heard and went out against them. And the Philistines came and made a raid on the valley of Rephaim. And David inquired of Elohim, saying, Do I go up against the Philistines? And shall you give them into my hand? And Yahuah said to him, Go up, and I shall give them into your hand. And they went up to Baal-Perathim, and David struck them there. Then David said, Elohim has broken through my enemies by my hand, like a breakthrough of water. So they called the name of that place Baal-Perathim, and they left their mighty ones there. So David commanded, and they were burned with fire. And the Philistines once again made a raid on the valley. And David again inquired of Elohim. And Elohim said to him, Do not go up after them. Go around them, and come upon them in front of the mulberry trees. And it shall be, when you hear the sound of stepping in the tops of the mulberry trees, then go out to battle. For Elohim shall go out before you to strike the camp of the Philistines. And David did as Elohim commanded him, and they struck the army of the Philistines from Gibeon as far as Gezer. And the name of David went out into all lands, and Yahuah put the dread of him upon all nations. Chapter 15. And he built houses for himself in the city of David, and he prepared a place for the ark of Elohim, and pitched a tent for it. Then David said, No one is to lift the ark of Elohim but the Levites, for Yahuah has chosen them to lift the ark of Elohim, and to serve him forever. And David assembled all Yisrael at Jerusalem, to bring up the ark of Yahuah to its place which he had prepared for it. And David gathered the children of Aharon and the Levites, of the sons of Kehath, Uriel the chief, and 120 of his brothers. Of the sons of Merari, Asaiah the chief, and 220 of his brothers. Of the sons of Gershom, Yoel the chief, and 130 of his brothers. Of the sons of Elzaphan, Shemaiah the chief, and 200 of his brothers. Of the sons of Hebron, Eliel the chief, and 80 of his brothers. Of the sons of Uzziel, Aminadab the chief, and 112 of his brothers. And David called for Zadok, and Abiathar the priests, and for the Levites, for Uriel, Asaiah, and Yoel, Shemaiah, and Eliel, and Abinadab, and said to them, You are the heads of the fathers' houses of the Levites. Set yourselves apart, you and your brothers. Then you shall bring up the ark of Yahuah Elohim of Yisrael to the place I have prepared for it. Because you did not do it the first time, Yahuah our Elohim broke out against us, because we did not ask him about the right ruling. So the priests and the Levites set themselves apart to bring up the ark of Yahuah Elohim of Yisrael. And the children of the Levites bore the ark of Elohim on their shoulders, by its poles, as Moshe had commanded according to the word of Yahuah. And David spoke to the leaders of the Levites to appoint their brothers, the singers, with instruments of songs, harps and lyres and cymbals, to lift up the voice with joy. And the Levites appointed Heman, son of Yoel, and of his brothers, Asaph, son of Berechiahu, and of their brothers the sons of Merari, Ethan, son of Cushiyahu, and with them their brothers of the second rank, Zechariahu, Ben, and Yaaziel, and Shemiramoth, and Yahiel, and Uni, and Eliab, and Beniyahu, and Masiyahu, and Mattiyahu, and Eliphilehu, and Micaniyahu, and Obed-Edom, and Yahiel the gatekeepers. And the singers Heman, Asaph, and Ethan were to sound the cymbals of bronze, and Zechariah, and Aziel, and Shemiramoth, and Yahiel, and Uni, and Eliab, and Masiyahu, and Beniyahu, with harps according to Almoth, and Mattiyahu, and Eliphilehu, and Micniyahu, and Obed-Edom, and Yahiel, and Azaziyahu, to lead with lyres on the Shemanith, and Keniyahu, leader of the Levites in the song, instructed in the song because he was skilled, and Berechiah, and Elkanah were doorkeepers for the ark, and Shebaniyahu, and Joshaphat, and Nathaniel, and Amasai, and Zechariahu, and Beniyahu, and Eleazar the priest were to blow the trumpets before the ark of Elohim, and Obed-Edom, and Yechiah were doorkeepers for the ark. And it was David and the elders of Yisrael, and the commanders over thousands who went to bring up the ark of the covenant of Yahuah from the house of Obed-Edom with joy. And it came to be, when Elohim helped the Levites who bore the ark of the covenant of Yahuah, that they slaughtered 7 bulls and 7 rams. And David was dressed in a robe of fine linen, as were all the Levites who bore the ark, the singers and the Kenaniah, the leaders of the service with the singers. And David wore a linen shoulder garment. So all Yisrael brought up the ark of the covenant of Yahuah, with shouting and with the voice of a shofar, with trumpets and with cymbals sounding with harps and lyres. And it came to be, as the ark of the covenant of Yahuah came to the city of David, that Michal, the daughter of Shaul, looking through a window, saw sovereign David dancing and playing, and she despised him in her heart. Chapter 16. And they brought the ark of Elohim, and set it in the midst of the tent that David had pitched for it. And they brought ascending offerings and peace offerings before Elohim. And when David had made an end of offering the ascending offerings and the peace offerings, he blessed the people in the name of Yahuah. And he gave a portion to every one of Yisrael, both man and woman, to everyone a loaf of bread, a measure, and a cake of raisins. And he appointed some of the Levites to serve before the ark of Yahuah, to bring to remembrance, and to thank and to praise Yahuah Elohim of Yisrael. Asaph, the chief, and his second Zechariah, Yahiel, and Shemiramoth, and Yahiel, and Mattathiah, and Eliab, and Beniyahu, and Obed-Edom, and Yahiel, with harps and lyres, but Asaph was sounding with cymbals. And Beniyahu and Yahaziel, the priest, continually blew the trumpets before the ark of the covenant of Elohim. And on that day David first gave thanks to Yahuah by the hand of Asaph and his brothers. Give thanks to Yahuah, call upon his name, make known his deeds among the peoples. Sing to him, sing praise to him, speak of all his wonders, boast in his set-apart name. Let the hearts of those seeking Yahuah rejoice. Seek Yahuah and his strength. Seek his face continually. Remember his wonders which he has done, his signs and the right rulings of his mouth. O seed of Yisrael, his servant, O children of Jacob, his chosen ones. He is Yahuah, our Elohim. His right rulings are in all the earth. Remember his covenant forever, the word he commanded for 1,000 generations, which he made with Abraham, and his oath to Yitzchak. And he established it to Jacob for a law, to Yisrael as an everlasting covenant, saying, To you I give the land of Canaan, the portion of your inheritance. When you were but a few in number, few indeed, and sojourners in it. And they went up and down from one nation to another, and from one reign to another people. He allowed no one to oppress them. And he reproved sovereigns for their sake, saying, Do not touch my anointed ones, and do my prophets no evil. Sing to Yahuah all the earth, proclaim his deliverance from day to day, declare his esteem among the nations, his wonders among all peoples. For great is Yahuah, and greatly to be praised. And he is to be feared above all mighty ones. For all the mighty ones of the peoples are matters of naught. But Yahuah made the heavens. Excellency and splendor are before him. Strength and gladness are in his place. Ascribe to Yahuah, O clans of the peoples. Ascribe to Yahuah esteem and strength. Ascribe to Yahuah the esteem of his name. Bring an offering and come before him. Bow yourself to Yahuah in the splendor of set-apartness. Tremble before him, all the earth. The world also is firmly established, immovable. Let the heavens rejoice, and let the earth be glad, and let them say among the nations, Yahuah shall reign. Let the sea roar and all that fills it. Let the field rejoice and all that is in it. Let the trees of the forest then sing before Yahuah, for he shall come to judge the earth. Give thanks to Yahuah, for he is good, for his loving commitment is everlasting. And say, Save us, O Elohim of our deliverance, and gather us together, and deliver us from the nations to give thanks to your set-apart name, and boast in your praise. Blessed be Yahuah Elohim of Yisrael, from everlasting to everlasting. And all the people said, Amen, and praised Yahuah. So he left Asaph and his brothers there before the ark of the covenant of Yahuah to perform regular service before the ark, as each day required. Also, Obed-Edom with his 68 brothers, including Obed-Edom, son of Yeduthun, and Hosah, to be gatekeepers, and Zadok the priest and his brothers the priests, before the dwelling place of Yahuah, at the high place that was at Gibeon, to offer ascending offerings to Yahuah on the slaughter place of ascending offering, regularly morning and evening, and to do according to all that is written in the Torah of Yahuah, which he commanded Yisrael. And with them Haman and Yeduthun, and the rest who were chosen, who were designated by name to give thanks to Yahuah, because his loving commitment is everlasting. And with them Haman and Yeduthun, to sound aloud with trumpets and cymbals and instruments for the songs of Elohim, and the sons of Yeduthun for the gate. And all the people went, each one to his house, and David returned to bless his house. Chapter 17. And it came to be, when David was dwelling in his house, that David said to Nathan the prophet, See, I am dwelling in a house of cedar, but the ark of the covenant of Yahuah is under curtains. And Nathan said to David, Do all that is in your heart, for Elohim is with you. And it came to be that night that the word of Elohim came to Nathan, saying, Go, and you shall say to my servant David, Thus said Yahuah, You do not build me a house to dwell in, for I have not dwelt in a house since the time that I brought up Yisrael, even to this day, but have gone from tent to tent, and from one dwelling place to another. Wherever I have moved about with all Yisrael, have I ever spoken a word to any of the rulers of Yisrael, whom I commanded to shepherd my people, saying, Why have you not built me a house of cedar? And now say this to my servant David, Thus said Yahuah of hosts, I took you from the sheepfold, from following the sheep, to be ruler over my people Yisrael. And I have been with you wherever you have gone, and have cut off all your enemies from before you, and have made you a name like the name of the great men who are on the earth. And I shall prepare a place for my people Yisrael, and plant them, and they shall dwell in a place of their own, and move no more, nor shall the sons of wickedness oppress them any more, as at the first, since the time that I commanded rulers to be over my people Yisrael, and I have humbled all your enemies. And I declare to you that Yahuah does build you a house. And it shall be, when your days are filled to go to be with your fathers, that I shall raise up your seed after you, who is of your sons, and I shall establish his reign. He does build me a house, and I shall establish his throne forever. I am to be his father, and he is to be my son. and my loving commitment I do not turn away from him, as I took it from him who was before you. And I shall establish him in my house, and in my reign forever, and let his throne be established forever. According to all these words, and according to all this vision, so did Nathan speak to David. And sovereign David came in and sat before Yahuah and said, Who am I, O Yahuah Elohim? And what is my house that you have brought me this far? And this was a small matter in your eyes, O Elohim, but you have spoken of your servant's house for a great while to come, and have looked upon me as though I were an exalted man, O Yahuah Elohim. What more could David add to you for the esteem of your servant? For you know your servant. O Yahuah, for your servant's sake, and according to your own heart, you have done all this greatness in making known all these great matters. O Yahuah, there is none like you, nor is there any Elohim beside you, according to all that we have heard with our ears. And who is like your people, Yisrael, the one nation on earth, whom Elohim went to redeem for himself as a people, to make for yourself a great and awesome name, by driving out nations from before your people, whom you redeemed from Mitzrayim. For you appointed your people, Yisrael, to be your own people forever. And you, Yahuah, have become their Elohim. And now, O Yahuah, the word which you have spoken concerning your servant and concerning his house, let it stand fast forever, and do as you have said. So let it stand fast, and your name be great forever, saying, Yahuah of hosts, Elohim of Yisrael, is Elohim to Yisrael. And let the house of your servant David be established before you. For you, O my Elohim, have revealed to your servant to build a house for him. Therefore your servant has found courage to pray before you. And now, Yahuah, you are Elohim, and have promised this goodness to your servant. And now you have been pleased to bless the house of your servant, to be before you forever. For you have blessed it, O Yahuah, and it is blessed forever. Chapter 18. And after this it came to be that David struck the Philistines and humbled them, and took Gath and its towns from the hand of the Philistines. And he struck the Moabites, and the Moabites became David's servants, and brought presents. And David struck Hadadezer, sovereign of Zobah, as far as Hamath, as he went to establish his power by the river Euphrates. And David took from him 1,000 chariots and 7,000 horsemen, and 20,000 foot soldiers. And David also hamstrung all the chariot horses, but left of them for 100 chariots. And when Aram of Damasek came to help Hadadezer, sovereign of Zobah, David struck 22,000 of Aram. And David stationed men in Aram of Damasek, and the Arameans became David's servants, and brought presents. And Yahuah saved David wherever he went. And David took the shields of gold that were on the servants of Hadadezer, and brought them to Jerusalem. And from Tibhath, and from Kun, cities of Hadadezer, David brought a large amount of bronze, with which Shelemah made the bronze sea, and the columns in the vessels of bronze. And when Tohu, sovereign of Hamath, heard that David had stricken all the army of Hadadezer, sovereign of Zobah, he sent Hadoram, his son, to sovereign David, to ask peace of him, and to bless him, because he had fought against Hadadezer and struck him, because Hadadezer had been fighting against Tohu, with all kinds of objects of gold and silver and bronze. Sovereign David also set these apart to Yahuah, along with the silver and gold that he had brought from all these nations, from Edom and from Moab, and from the children of Ammon, and from the Philistines, and from Amalek. And Abishai, son of Zeruiah, struck 18,000 Edomites in the valley of Salt, and he put watchposts in Edom, and all the Edomites became David's servants, and Yahuah saved David wherever he went. So David reigned over all Yisrael, and he was doing right ruling and righteousness to all his people. And Joab, son of Zeruiah, was over the army, and Jehoshaphat, son of Ahilud, was the recorder. And Zadok, son of Ahitub, and Abimelech, son of Abiathar, were the priests. And Shawasha was the scribe. And Beniyahu, son of Jehoiada, was over the Kerethites, and the Pelethites, and the sons of David were chiefs at the sovereign's side. Chapter 19. And after this it came to be that Nahash, the sovereign of the children of Ammon, died, and his son reigned in his place. And David said, Let me show loving commitment to Hanun, son of Nahash, because his father showed loving commitment to me. So David sent messengers to comfort him concerning his father. And the servants of David came to Hanun in the land of the children of Ammon to comfort him. And the chiefs of the children of Ammon said to Hanun, Is David establishing your father in your eyes? Because he has sent comforters to you. Have his servants not come to you to search out and to overthrow, and to spy out the land? So Hanun took David's servants, and shaved them, and cut off their garments in the middle, at their buttocks, and sent them away. And when some went and informed David about the men, he sent to meet them, because the men were greatly ashamed. And the sovereign said, Remain at Jericho until your beards have grown, then return. And when the children of Ammon saw that they had made themselves a stench to David, Hanun and the children of Ammon sent 1,000 talents of silver to hire chariots and horsemen from Aram Naharaim, and from Aram Maacah, and from Zobah. So they hired for themselves 32,000 chariots, with the sovereign of Maacah and his people, who came and encamped before Medeba. And the children of Ammon had gathered from their cities and came to battle. And when David heard, he sent Joab and the entire army of the mighty men. And the children of Ammon came out and put themselves in battle array before the gate of the city. And the sovereigns who had come were by themselves in the field. And when Joab saw that the battle had been set against him before and behind, he chose some of the choice ones of Yisrael, and the rest of the people he put under the command of Abishai his brother. And they set themselves in battle array to meet the children of Ammon. And he said, If Aram is too strong for me, then you shall help me. But if the children of Ammon are too strong for you, then I shall help you. Be strong, and let us show strength for our people and for the cities of our Elohim. And let Yahuah do what is good in his eyes. And Joab drew near, and the people with him, to battle against Aram, and they fled before him. And when the children of Ammon saw that the Arameans were fleeing, they also fled before Abishai his brother, and went into the city, and Joab came to Jerusalem. And when Aram saw that they had been smitten before Yisrael, they sent messengers and brought the Arameans who were beyond the river, and Shophak, the commander of Hadadezer's army, went before them. And it was reported to David, and he gathered all Yisrael, and passed over the Yarden, and came upon them, and set up in battle array against them. And David set up in battle array against Aram, and they fought with him. And Aram fled before Yisrael, and David killed 7,000 charioteers, and 40,000 foot soldiers of the Arameans, and smote Shophak, the commander of the army. And the servants of Hadadezer saw that they were smitten by Yisrael, and they made peace with David, and became his servants. And the Arameans would not help the children of Ammon any more. Chapter 20. And it came to be at the turn of the year, at the time sovereigns go out to battle, that Joab led out the power of the army, and destroyed the land of the children of Ammon, and came and besieged Rabbah. But David remained at Jerusalem, and Joab struck Rabbah, and overthrew it. And David took their sovereign's crown from his head, and found it weighed 1 talent of gold, and there were precious stones in it. And it was set on David's head. And he also brought out the spoil of the city, a very great amount. And he brought out the people who were in it, and put them to work with saws, and with iron picks, and with axes. And thus David did to all the cities of the children of Ammon. Then David and all the people returned to Jerusalem. And afterward it came to be that fighting broke out at Gezer with the Philistines. Then Sibbecai the Hushathite struck Sippai of the sons of the giant, and they were humbled. And there was fighting again with the Philistines, and Elhanan, son of Yair, struck Lachmi, the brother of Goliath the Gittite, the shaft of whose spear was like a weaver's beam. And there was fighting again at Gath, where there was a man of great size,
with 24 fingers and toes, 6 and 6. And he too was born to the giant. And he reproached Yisrael, and Jonathan, son of Shema, David's brother, struck him. These were born to the giant in Gath, and they fell by the hand of David and by the hand of his servants. Chapter 21. And Satan stood up against Yisrael, and moved David to number Yisrael. And David said to Joab and to the rulers of the people, Go, number Yisrael from Beersheba to Dan, and bring the number of them to me, so that I know it. And Joab answered, Yahuah does add to his people 100 times more than they are. But my master the sovereign, are they not all my master's servants? Why does my master seek to do this? Why should he be a curse of guilt in Yisrael? But the sovereign's word was strong against Joab. And Joab left and went throughout all Yisrael and came to Jerusalem. And Joab gave the sum of the number of the people to David. And all Yisrael had 1,100,000 men who drew the sword. And Yehudah had 470,000 men who drew the sword. But he did not number Levi and Benjamin among them, for the sovereign's word was loathsome to Joab. And it was evil in the eyes of Elohim concerning this matter, and he struck Yisrael. Then David said to Elohim, I have sinned greatly, because I have done this matter. But now I pray, take away the crookedness of your servant, for I have done very foolishly. And Yahuah spoke to Gad, David's seer, saying, Go, and you shall speak to David, saying, Thus said Yahuah, I hold 3 options before you. Choose one of them for yourself, and I do it to you. So Gad came to David and said to him, Thus said Yahuah, choose for yourself either 3 years of scarcity of food, or 3 new moons to be defeated by your foes with the sword of your enemies, overtaking you. Or else for 3 days the sword of Yahuah, even the plague in the land, with the messenger of Yahuah, destroying throughout all the borders of Yisrael. And now, consider what answer I am to return to him who sent me. And David said to Gad, I am in great trouble. Please, let me fall into the hand of Yahuah, for his compassion is very great. But do not let me fall into the hand of man. And Yahuah sent a plague upon Yisrael, and 70,000 men of Yisrael fell. And Elohim sent a messenger to Jerusalem to destroy it. And as he was destroying, Yahuah saw and relented about the evil, and said to the messenger who was destroying, Enough! Now stop your hand. And the messenger of Yahuah was standing by the threshing floor of Ornan the Jebusite. And David lifted his eyes and saw the messenger of Yahuah standing between earth and the heavens, having in his hand a drawn sword stretched out over Jerusalem. And David and the elders wrapped in sackcloth fell on their faces. And David said to Elohim, Was it not I who commanded the people to be numbered? I am the one who has sinned and done evil indeed. But these, the sheep, what have they done? Let your hand, I pray, O Yahuah my Elohim, be against me and my father's house, but not against your people to be plagued. And the messenger of Yahuah commanded Gad to say to David that David should go up to raise a slaughter place to Yahuah on the threshing floor of Ornan the Jebusite. So David went up at the word of Gad, which he had spoken in the name of Yahuah. And Ornan turned and saw the messenger, and his 4 sons with him hid themselves. And Ornan was threshing wheat. And David came to Ornan, and Ornan looked and saw David. And he went out from the threshing floor and bowed down to David with his face to the ground. And David said to Ornan, Give me the side of the threshing floor, so that I build a slaughter place to Yahuah on it. Give it to me at the complete price, so that the plague is restrained from the people. And Ornan said to David, Take it for yourself, and let my master the sovereign do what is good in his eyes. See, I shall give you the cattle for ascending offerings, the threshing implements for wood, and the wheat for grain offering. I give it all. And sovereign David said to Ornan, No, but I shall certainly buy it at the complete price, for I do not take what is yours for Yahuah, nor offer an ascending offering without cost. And David gave Ornan 600 shekels of gold by weight for the place. And David built there a slaughter place to Yahuah, and offered ascending offerings and peace offerings, and called on Yahuah. And he answered him from the heavens by fire on the slaughter place of ascending offering. Then Yahuah commanded the messenger, and he returned his sword to its sheath. At that time, when David saw that Yahuah had answered him on the threshing floor of Ornan the Jebusite, he slaughtered there. For the dwelling place of Yahuah, and the slaughter place of the ascending offering, which Moshe had made in the wilderness, were at that time at the high place in Gibeon. But David was unable to go before it to inquire of Elohim, for he was afraid of the sword of the messenger of Yahuah. Chapter 22. David then said, "This is the house of Yahuah Elohim, and this is the slaughter place of ascending offering for Yisrael." And David commanded to gather the sojourners who were in the land of Yisrael, and he appointed stonemasons to cut hewn stones to build the house of Elohim. And David prepared large quantities of iron for the nails of the doors of the gates, and for the clamps, and for more bronze than could be weighed, and cedar trees beyond number for the Zidonians, and those from Zor brought much cedar wood to David. And David said, "Shalomah, my son, is young and tender, and the house that is to be built for Yahuah is to be exceedingly great, for a splendid name to all the lands. Please, let me make preparations for it." So David made extensive preparations before his death. He also called for his son Shelomoh, and commanded him to build a house for Yahuah Elohim of Yisrael. And David said to Shelomoh, "My son, as for me, it has been in my heart to build a house to the name of Yahuah my Elohim. But the word of Yahuah came to me, saying, You have shed much blood, and have fought great battles. You do not build a house for my name, because you have shed much blood on the earth in my presence. See, a son is to be born to you, who is a man of rest, and I shall give him rest from all his enemies all around. For Shelomah is his name, and peace and rest I give to Yisrael in his days. He does build a house for my name, and he is to be my son, and I am to be his father, and I shall establish the throne of his reign over Yisrael forever. Now, my son, Yahuah be with you. Then you shall prosper and build the house of Yahuah your Elohim, as he has said to you. Only let Yahuah give you wisdom and understanding, and command you concerning Yisrael, so that you guard the Torah of Yahuah your Elohim. Then you shall prosper, if you guard to do the laws and right rulings with which Yahuah commanded Moshe concerning Yisrael. Be strong and brave, do not fear, nor be discouraged. See, in my affliction I have prepared for the house of Yahuah 100,000 talents of gold, and 1,000,000 talents of silver, and bronze and iron beyond measure, for it is plenty. And I have prepared timber and stone, and you shall add to them. And with you there are many workmen, hewers and workers of stone and timber, and all types of skilled men for every kind of work, of gold and silver and bronze and iron. There is no limit. Rise up and do, and Yahuah is with you." And David commanded all the rulers of Yisrael to help Shelomoh his son, saying, "Is not Yahuah your Elohim with you? And has he not given you rest all around? For he has given the inhabitants of the land into my hand, and the land has been subdued before Yahuah and before his people. Now give your heart and your being to seek Yahuah your Elohim, and rise up and build the set-apart place of Yahuah Elohim, to bring the ark of the covenant of Yahuah and the set-apart vessels of Elohim into the house that is to be built for the name of Yahuah." Chapter 23. And David was old and satisfied with days, and he made his son Shelomoh to reign over Yisrael. And he gathered all the rulers of Yisrael, with the priests and the Levites. And the Levites were numbered from the age of 30 years and above, and their number, head by head, was 38,000 males. Of these, 24,000 were to oversee the work of the house of Yahuah, and 6,000 were officers and judges, and 4,000 were gatekeepers, and 4,000 to give praise to Yahuah, which I made for giving praise. And David divided them into divisions of the sons of Levi, of Gershon, Kehath, and Merari, of the Gershonites, Ladan and Shimei, the sons of Ladan, Yachiel, the head, then Zathan and Yoel, 3. The sons of Shimei, Shelomith, and Chaziel, and Haran, 3. These were the heads of the fathers' houses of Ladan. And the sons of Shimei, Yahath, Zina, and Yaush, and Beriah. These were the 4 sons of Shimei. And Yahath was the head, and Ziza the second. But Yaush and Beriah did not have many sons, so they were reckoned as one father's house. The sons of Kehath, Amram, Yitshar, Hebron, and Uziel, 4. The sons of Amram, Aharon and Moshe. And Aharon was set apart, he and his sons forever, that he should set apart the most set apart, and to burn incense before Yahuah, to serve him, and to give the blessing in his name forever. Now Moshe, the man of Elohim, his sons were named after the tribe of Levi. The sons of Moshe, Gershom and Eleazar. The sons of Gershom, Shebuel was the head. And the sons of Eleazar, Rehabiah was the head. And Eleazar had no other sons, but the sons of Rehabiah were very many. The sons of Yitshar, Shelomith was the head. The sons of Hebron, Yeriyahu was the head, Amariah the second, Yahaziel the third, and Yokmam the fourth. The sons of Uziel, Micah was the head, and Yeshiyah the second. The sons of Merari, Machli and Mushi. The sons of Machli, Eleazar and Kish. And Eleazar died and had no sons but only daughters, and their brothers the sons of Kish took them. The sons of Mushi, Machli, Eder, and Yeremoth, 3. These were the sons of Levi by their fathers' houses, the heads of the fathers' houses, as they were counted head by the number of their names, who did the work for the service of the house of Yahuah, from the age of 20 years and above. For David said, Yahuah Elohim of Yisrael has given rest to his people, and he dwells in Jerusalem forever. And also of the Levites, they shall no longer bear the dwelling place, or any of the vessels for its service. For by the last words of David the Levites were numbered from 20 years old and above, because their duty was to help the sons of Aharon in the service of the house of Yahuah, in the courtyards and in the rooms, in the cleansing of all that was set apart, and the work of the service of the house of Elohim, both with the showbread and the fine flour for the grain offering, and with the unleavened cakes, and what is baked on the griddle, and with what is mixed, and with all kinds of measures and sizes, and to stand every morning to thank and praise Yahuah, and so at evening, and for all the ascending offerings to Yahuah on the Sabbaths, and on the new moons, and on the appointed times, by number, according to the right ruling upon them continually before Yahuah, that they should guard the duty of the tent of appointment, the duty of the set-apart place, and the duty of the sons of Aharon, their brothers, in the service of the house of Yahuah. Chapter 24. In the divisions of the sons of Aharon, the sons of Aharon were Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar. But Nadab and Abihu died before their father, and had no children. So Eleazar and Ithamar served as priests. And David, with Zadok of the sons of Eleazar, and Ahimelech of the sons of Ithamar, divided them according to their offices in their service. And there were more leaders found of the sons of Eleazar than of the sons of Ithamar. So they divided the sons of Eleazar into 16 heads of their fathers' houses, and the sons of Ithamar into 8 heads of their fathers' houses. And they were divided by lot, one group as another. For there were officials of the set-apart place, and officials of Elohim, from the sons of Eleazar, and from the sons of Ithamar. And the scribe, Shemaiah, son of Nathaniel, one of the Levites, wrote them down before the sovereign, and the rulers and Zadok the priest, and Ahimelech, son of Abiathar, and the heads of the fathers' houses of the priests and Levites, one father's house taken for Eleazar, and one for Ithamar. And the first lot came forth to Jehoiarib, the second to Yediah, the third to Harim, the fourth to Serorim, the fifth to Malchiah, the sixth to Miamin, the seventh to Hakotz, the eighth to Abiah, the ninth to Yeshua, the 10th to Shechanyahu, the 11th to Eliashib, the 12th to Yakim, the 13th to Hopua, the 14th to Yeshebeb, the 15th to Bilgah, the 16th to Immer, the 17th to Hezer, the 18th to Hapitzetz, the 19th to Pethachiah, the 20th to Yazikiel, the 21st to Yakin, the 22nd to Gamul, the 23rd to Deliyahu, the 24th to Maazayahu. These were their offices in their service for coming into the house of Yahuah, according to their right ruling by the hand of Aharon their father, as Yahuah Elohim of Yisrael had commanded him. And the rest of the sons of Levi, of the sons of Amram, Shubael, of the sons of Shubael, Yehidiyahu. Concerning Rehabyahu, of the sons of Rehabyahu, the head was Yeshiah. Of the Yitzharites, Shelomoth. Of the sons of Shelomoth, Yahath. Of the sons of Hebron, Yeriyahu was the head, Emeryahu the second, Yahaziel the third, Yakamam the fourth. Of the sons of Uziel, Micah. Of the sons of Micah, Shamir. The brother of Micah, Yeshaiah. Of the sons of Yeshaiah, Zechariahu. The sons of Merari, Machli and Mushi. The sons of Yaziyahu, Bino. The sons of Merari, by Yaziyahu, Bino, and Shochem, and Zakur, and Ibri. Of Machli, Eleazar, who had no sons. Of Kish, the son of Kish, Yerhamiel. And the sons of Mushi, Machli, Eder, and Yeremoth. These were the sons of the Levites according to their fathers' houses. These also cast lots, they too, as their brothers the sons of Aharon, in the presence of sovereign David, and Zadok, and Ahimelech, and the heads of the fathers' houses of the priests and Levites, the heads of the fathers as well as his younger brothers. Chapter 25. And David and the commanders of the army separated for the service some of the sons of Asaph, and of Heman, and of Yeduthun, who should prophesy with lyres, with harps, and with cymbals. And the number of the workmen according to their service was, of the sons of Asaph, Zakur, and Yosef, and Nathaniah, and Ashar-elah, the sons of Asaph, at the hands of Asaph, who prophesied at the hands of the sovereign. Of Yeduthun, the sons of Yeduthun, Gedaliahu, and Zeri, and Yeshiyahu, Hashabiahu, and Mattiyahu, 6, under the hands of their father Yeduthun, who prophesied with a lyre, to give thanks and to praise Yahuah. Of Haman, the sons of Haman, Bukiyahu, Mattanyahu, Uziel, Shebuel, and Yeremoth, Hananiah, Hanani, Eliathath, Gedalti, and Romanti Izer, Yoshbakashah, Malothi, Hathir, Mahazioth. All these were the sons of Haman, the sovereign seer in the words of Elohim, to exalt his horn. For Elohim gave Haman 14 sons and 3 daughters. All these were at the hands of their father for the song in the house of Yahuah, with cymbals, harps, and lyres for the service of the house of Elohim. Asaph, Yeduthun, and Haman, at the hands of the sovereign. And the number of them with their brothers, who were taught in the songs of Yahuah, all who were skilled, was 288. And they cast lots for their duty, the small as well as the great, the teacher with the student. And the first lot for Asaph came forth for Yosef, Gedaliahu the second, he and his brothers and sons, 12. The third, Zakur, his sons and his brothers, 12. The fourth, Yitzri, his sons and his brothers, 12. The fifth, Nathaniah, his sons and his brothers, 12. The sixth, Bukiyahu, his sons and his brothers, 12. The seventh, Yeser-elah, his sons and his brothers, 12. The eighth, Yeshayahu, his sons and his brothers, 12. The ninth, Mattanyahu, his sons and his brothers, 12. The 10th, Shimei, his sons and his brothers 12. The 11th, Azarel, his sons and his brothers 12. The 12th, Hashabiah, his sons and his brothers 12. The 13th, Shubael, his sons and his brothers 12. The 14th, Mattiyahu, his sons and his brothers 12. The 15th, Yeramoth, his sons and his brothers 12. The 16th, Hananiah, his sons and his brothers 12. The 17th, Yoshbekashah, his sons and his brothers 12. The 18th, Hanani, his sons and his brothers 12. The 19th, Molathai, his sons and his brothers 12. The 20th, Eliathah, his sons and his brothers 12. The 21st, Hothir, his sons and his brothers 12. The 22nd, Gidalti, his sons and his brothers 12. The 23rd, Mahazioth, his sons and his brothers 12. The 24th, Ramamti Ezer, his sons and his brothers 12. Chapter 26. For the divisions of the gatekeepers, of the Korahites, Meshelemyahu, son of Kore, of the sons of Asaph, and the sons of Meshelemyahu, Zechariah, the firstborn, Yeliael, the second, Zebediah, the third, Yothniel, the fourth, Elam, the fifth, Yehochanan, the sixth, Elionai, the seventh, and the sons of Obed-Edom, Shemaiah, the firstborn, Jehozabad, the second, Yoach, the third, Sakar, the fourth, Nathaniel, the fifth, Amiel, the sixth, Yissachar, the seventh, Peluthai, the eighth, for Elohim blessed him. Also to Shemaiah, his sons were sons born who ruled their fathers' houses, because they were able, mighty men. The sons of Shemaiah, Othni, and Raphael, and Obed, and Elzabad, whose brothers Elihu and Semkayahu were able men. All these were of the sons of Obed-Edom, they and their sons and their brothers, able men with strength for the work, 62 of Obed-Edom. And Meshemeliyahu had sons and brothers, 18 able men. And Hosa of the children of Merari had sons. Shimri, the head, although he was not the firstborn, his father made him the head. Hilkiyahu the second, Tebaliyahu the third, Zechariahu the fourth. All the sons and brothers of Hosa were 13. These divisions of the gatekeepers among the chief men had duties like their brothers to serve in the house of Yahuah, and they cast lots for each gate, the small as well as the gate, according to their father's house. And the lot to the east fell to Shemaliyahu. Then they cast lots for his son, Zechariahu, a wise counselor, and his lot came out to the north, to Obed-Edom to the south, and to his sons the storehouse, to Shupim and Hosa to the west, with the Sheleketh gate on the ascending highway, guard corresponding with guard. On the east were 6 Levites, on the north 4 each day, on the south 4 each day, and for the storehouse 2 by 2. As for the parbar on the west, there were 4 on the highway and 2 at the parbar. These were the divisions of the gatekeepers among the sons of Korah, and among the sons of Merari. And of the Levites, Ahiah was over the treasuries of the house of Elohim, and over the treasuries of the set-apart gifts. The sons of Ladan, the sons of Gershonites, of Ladan, heads of their fathers' houses. Of Ladan, the Gershonite, Yechielai. The sons of Yechielai, Zethem, and Yoel his brother, were over the treasuries of the house of Yahuah. Of the Amramites, the Yithrites, the Hebronites, and the Uzzielites. Even Shebuel, son of Gershom, son of Moshe, was overseer of the treasuries. And his brothers by Eleazar were Rehabiahu, his son, and Yeshayahu his son, and Joram his son, and Zikri his son, and Shelomoth his son. This Shelomoth and his brothers were over all the treasuries of the set-apart gifts, which sovereign David and the heads of their fathers' houses, the commanders over thousands and hundreds, and the commanders of the army had set apart. Some of the booty won in the battles they set apart to maintain the house of Yahuah, and all that Shemuel the seer, and Shaul son of Kish, and Abner son of Ner, and Joab son of Zeruiah had set apart, all who were setting apart. were under the hand of Shelomith and his brothers. Of the Yithrites, Kenayahu and his sons were over the outward duties as officials and judges over Yisrael. Of the Hebronites, Hoshabyahu and his brothers, 1,700 able men, had the oversight of Yisrael beyond the Yarden westward, for all the work of Yahuah, and in the service of the sovereign. Of the Hebronites, Uriah was the head of the Hebronites, according to his genealogy of the fathers. In the 40th year of the reign of David they were sought, and there were found among them able men at Yazer of Gilad. And his brothers were 2,700 able men, heads of fathers' houses, whom sovereign David made officials over the Reubenites, and the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, in all matters of Elohim and matters of the sovereign. Chapter 27. And the children of Yisrael, according to their number, the heads of the fathers' houses, and the commanders of thousands and hundreds, and their officers, served the sovereign in all matters of the divisions which came in and went out, new moon by new moon, throughout all the new moons of the year, each division having 24,000. Over the first division for the first new moon was Yoshabam, son of Zabdiel, and in his division were 24,000 of the sons of Peretz, and the chief of all the commanders of the army for the first new moon. And over the division of the second new moon was Dodai, an Ahohite, and of his division Mikloth also was the leader, and in his division were 24,000. The third commander of the army for the third new moon was Beniyahu, son of Jehoiada the priest, who was chief, and in his division were 24,000. This was the Beniyahu who was mighty among the 30, and was over the 30, and in his division was Ammizabad his son. The fourth for the fourth new moon was Asahel, the brother of Joab, and Zebdiah his son after him, and his divisions were 24,000. The fifth for the fifth new moon was Shamhuth, the Yisrachite, in his division were 24,000. The sixth for the sixth new moon was Ira, son of Ikesh, the Tekoawite, and in his division were 24,000. The seventh for the seventh new moon was Heletz, the Pelonite, of the children of Ephraim, and in his division were 24,000. The eighth for the eighth new moon was Sibekai, the Hushathite, of the Zerachites, and in his division were 24,000. The ninth for the ninth new moon was Abiezer, the Anathothite, of the Binyamites, and in his division were 24,000. The 10th for the 10th new moon was Maharai, the Netophathite, of the Zerachites, and in his division were 24,000. The 11th for the 11th new moon was Benaiah, the Pirathonite, of the children of Ephraim, and in his division were 24,000. The 12th for the 12th new moon was Heldai, the Netophathite, of Othniel, and in his division were 24,000. And over the tribes of Yisrael, the chief officer over Reuben, Eleazar, son of Zikri; over Shimon, Shephatiyahu, son of Makkah; Levi, Hashabiah, son of Kemuel; over Aharon, Zadok; Yehuda, Eliyahu, one of David's brothers; Yissachar, Omri, son of Mikael; Zebulun, Yishmeahu, son of Obadyahu; Naphtali, Yeremoth, son of Azriel; the children of Ephraim, Hoshea, son of Azayahu; the half-tribe of Manasseh, Yoel, son of Padayahu; the half-tribe of Manasseh in Gilad, Edo, son of Zechariahu; Benjamin, Yasiel, son of Abner; Dan, Azarel, son of Yeroham. These were the rulers of the tribes of Yisrael. But David did not take the number of those 20 years old and under, because Yahuah had said he would increase Yisrael like the stars of the heavens. Joab, son of Zeruiah, began a census, but he did not finish, for wrath came upon Yisrael because of the census, nor was the number recorded in the account of the annals of sovereign David. And Azamawath, son of Adiah, was over the sovereign's treasuries, and Yonathan, son of Uzziyahu, was over the storehouses in the field, in the cities and in the villages, and in the watchtowers. And Ezri, son of Caleb, was over those who did the work of the field, for tilling the ground. And Shimei, the Ramathite, was over the vineyards. And Zabdi, the Shifmite, was over the increase of the vineyards for the wine cellars. And Baal Hanan, the Gerite, was over the olive trees and the sycamore trees that were in the low country, and Joash was over the oil stores. And Shitrai, the Sharonite, was over the herds that fed in Sharon, and Shaphat, son of Adlai, was over the herds that were in the valleys. And Obil, the Yishmaelite, was over the camels, and Yahriyahu, the Meronothite, was over the donkeys, and Yaziz, the Hagarite, was over the flocks. All these were heads over the property of sovereign David. Also Jonathan, David's uncle, was a counselor, a wise man and a scribe. And Yahiel, son of Hakmoni, was with the sovereign scribes. And Ahithophel was the sovereign's counselor. And Hushai the Archite was the sovereign's companion. And after Ahithophel was Jehoiada, son of Beniyahu. Then Abiathar, and the chief of the sovereign's army was Joab. Chapter 28. And David assembled at Jerusalem all the rulers of Yisrael, the rulers of the tribes and the commanders of the divisions who served the sovereign, the commanders over thousands and commanders over hundreds, and the heads over all the property and possessions of the sovereign and of his sons, with the officials, the mighty men, and all the mighty brave men. Then sovereign David rose to his feet and said, "Hear me, my brothers and my people. I had it in my heart to build a house of rest for the ark of the covenant of Yahuah, and for the footstool of our Elohim, and had made preparations to build it. But Elohim said to me, 'You do not build a house for my name, because you have been a man of battle, and have shed blood.' Yet Elohim of Yisrael chose me above all the house of my father to be sovereign over Yisrael forever. For he has chosen Yehudah to be the ruler, and of the house of Yehudah, the house of my father, and among the sons of my father, he was pleased with me to make me reign over all Yisrael. And of all my sons, for Yahuah has given me many sons, he has chosen my son Shelomah to sit on the throne of the reign of Yahuah over Yisrael. And said to me, 'Shelomah, your son is the one to build my house and my courtyards, for I have chosen him to be my son, and I myself am a father to him, and I shall establish his reign forever, if he is strong to do my commands and my right rulings as it is this day.' And now, before the eyes of all Yisrael, the assembly of Yahuah, and in the hearing of our Elohim, guard and seek all the commands of Yahuah your Elohim, so that you possess this good land, and leave it as an inheritance for your children after you forever. As for you, my son Shelomah, know the Elohim of your father and serve him with a perfect heart and with a pleasing life. For Yahuah searches all hearts and understands all the intents of the thoughts. If you do seek him, he is found by you. But if you forsake him, he rejects you forever. See now, for Yahuah has chosen you to build a house for the set-apart place. Be strong and do it." And David gave his son Shelomah the plans for the porch, and its houses, and its treasuries, and its upper rooms, and its inner rooms, and the place of atonement, and the plans for all that he had by the Spirit, of the courtyards of the house of Yahuah, and of all the rooms all around, and of the treasuries of the house of Elohim, and of the treasuries for the set-apart gifts, and for the divisions of the priests, and the Levites, and for all the work of the service of the house of Yahuah, and for all the vessels of service in the house of Yahuah, even gold by weight for utensils of gold, for all utensils used in every kind of service, for silver, for all utensils of silver by weight, for all utensils used in every kind of service, and by weight for the lampstands of gold, and their lamps of gold, by weight for each lampstand and its lamps, according to the use of each lampstand, and by weight gold for the tables of showbread, for each table, and the silver for the tables of silver, and clean gold for the forks, and the basins, and the jars of clean gold, and the golden bowls by weight for every bowl, and for the silver bowls, silver by weight for every bowl, and refined gold by weight for the slaughter place of incense, and for the pattern of the chariot of the gold cherubim, spreading out their wings and covering over the ark of the covenant of Yahuah. Yahuah made me understand all this in writing, by his hands upon me, all the works of these plans. And David said to Shelomah, Be strong and courageous, and do it. Do not fear, nor be afraid, for Yahuah Elohim, my Elohim, is with you. He shall not leave you nor forsake you, until you have completed all the work for the service of the house of Yahuah. And see the divisions of the priests and the Levites for all the service of the house of Elohim. And every volunteer of any skill is with you in all work, for every kind of service. And the rulers and all the people are entirely at your command. Chapter 29. And David the sovereign said to all the assembly, My son Shelomah, the one whom Elohim has chosen is young and tender, and the work is great because the palace is not for man but for Yahuah Elohim. And with all my power I prepared for the house of my Elohim the gold for the gold, and the silver for the silver, and the bronze for the bronze, the iron for the iron, and the wood for the wood, shochem stones, and settings, and fair stones of various colors, and all kinds of precious stones in marble slabs in large quantities. And also, because I delighted in the house of my Elohim, I have treasure of gold and silver. I give for the house of my Elohim even more than all that I have prepared for the set-apart house. 3,000 talents of gold of the gold of Ophir, and 7,000 talents of refined silver to overlay the walls of the houses. The gold for the gold, and the silver for the silver, and for all kinds of work to be done by the hands of craftsmen. Who then is moved to fill his hand today for Yahuah? And the leaders of the fathers' houses, and the leaders of the tribes of Yisrael, and the commanders of thousands and of hundreds, with the heads over the sovereign's work, volunteered, and gave for the work of the house of Elohim 5,000 talents, and 10,000 derricks of gold, and 10,000 talents of silver, and 18,000 talents of bronze, and 100,000 talents of iron. And those with whom were found precious stones gave them to the treasury of the house of Yahuah, into the hand of Yachiel the Gershonite. And the people rejoiced, for they had given voluntarily, because with a perfect heart they had given voluntarily to Yahuah. And David the sovereign also rejoiced greatly. And David blessed Yahuah before all the assembly. And David said, Blessed are you, Yahuah Elohim of Yisrael, our Father forever and ever. Yours, O Yahuah, is the greatness, the power and the comeliness, the preeminence and the excellency, because of all that is in the heavens and in the earth. Yours is the reign, O Yahuah, and you are exalted as head above all. And the riches and the esteem come from your presence, and you rule over all. And in your hand is power and might, and in your hand to make great and to give strength to all. And now, our Elohim, we thank you and praise your comely name. But who am I, and who are my people, that we should be able to give so voluntarily as this? For all comes from you, and we have given to you out of your hand. For we are sojourners and settlers before you, as were all our fathers. Our days on earth are as a shadow and without permanence. O Yahuah, our Elohim, all this store that we have prepared to build you a house for your set-apart name is from your hand, and all is of you. And I know, my Elohim, that you are trying the heart and desire uprightness. As for me, in the uprightness of my heart, I have voluntarily given all these. And now with joy I have seen your people, who are present here, to give voluntarily to you. O Yahuah Elohim of Avraham, Yitzhak, and Yisrael, our fathers, guard this forever in the intent of the thoughts of the hearts of your people, and prepare their heart toward you. And give my son Shelomah a perfect heart to guard your commands and your witnesses and your laws, to do all, and to build the palace for which I have prepared. And David said to all the assembly, Now bless Yahuah your Elohim. And all the assembly blessed Yahuah Elohim of their fathers, and bowed their heads and did obeisance to Yahuah and the sovereign. And they slaughtered slaughterings to Yahuah and offered ascending offerings to Yahuah on the next day, 1,000 bulls, 1,000 rams, 1,000 lambs, with their drink offerings, and slaughterings in large numbers for all Yisrael. And they ate and drank before Yahuah with great joy on that day. And they set up Shelomah, son of David, to reign the second time, and anointed him before Yahuah to be leader, and Zadok to be priest. And Shelomah sat on the throne of Yahuah as sovereign instead of David his father, and prospered. And all Yisrael obeyed him. And all the rulers and the mighty men, and also all the sons of sovereign David, submitted themselves to Shelomah the sovereign. And Yahuah exalted Shelomah exceedingly in the eyes of all Yisrael, and put upon him such royal splendor as had not been on any sovereign before him in Yisrael. Thus David, son of Yishai, reigned over all Yisrael. And the days that he reigned over Yisrael was 40 years. He reigned 7 years in Hebron, and he reigned 33 years in Jerusalem. And he died in a good old age, satisfied with days, riches and esteem. And Shelomah his son reigned in his place. And the acts of sovereign David, first and last, see, they are written in the book of Shemuel the seer, in the book of Nathan the prophet, and in the book of Gad the seer, with all his reign and his might, and the times that passed over him, and over Yisrael, and over all the reigns of the lands.